Hey everyone, so it's time for our full moon reading, and I'm sitting by my pond that me and my partner built a couple weeks ago, and I just thought it would be a really nice backdrop for this full moon reading, and I hope you guys enjoy my pond and enjoy this reading because I have a lot to share with you guys. So this Thursday, June 24th, we have a full moon at 2:40 p.m. That's kind of interesting. The 24th and at 2:40, and this is our third and final supermoon of the year, and it's a strawberry moon in Capricorn. Now this full moon is called the strawberry moon because it's the time of the year where we can start gathering the ripe fruit from our gardens, and this is symbolically asking us what energies or what aspects of ourselves is ripe for the picking and ready to be shared with the world. We just passed through a couple energetic portals signaling new energies. First was the Ring of Fire solar eclipse that happened the last new moon on June 10th, and then it was the Saturn-Uranus square, which is the second of 3 Saturn-Uranus squares that will happen this year, and that was on June 14th, and I'll get more into that later in this video. And then the third was the summer solstice, which happened this past weekend on June 20th. And these cyclical cosmic events are a dawn of a new season and a new phase of life. And every time we pass through an energetic portal, such as these ones, life is no longer the same. It doesn't look or feel the same. And those of us who are super sensitive to these energies may notice the changes pretty instantaneously. However, they'll really become noticeable once these energies start to build momentum within the fields of our being, especially within the collective. And then the collective experience begins to shift as this momentum grows and grows. And this is all happening as we pass through the halfway point of the calendar year. The perfect time to reflect on what we've been working on and working for so far this year. Thankfully, we've been more present in consciously creating our life with the rhythms and cycles of the moon. So now is the time to review. What is it that we've been cultivating this past 6 months? And recognize, harvest, and integrate what is ripe and ready for us. This is the essence of the strawberry moon. And the Lunar Club Workbook is a great diary or a great log of sorts to review the things that you have been consciously asking for each new moon. And if you haven't been actively participating in creating your life with the new moon wishes, now is your time to get back on board for the second half of the year. This is also the last of the supermoon this year, which I said earlier, which means it's extra potent, and it's the last one. So it's time to take advantage of this powerful energy. So as you know, the supermoon is when the moon is at pedigree and it's closest to the earth plane. Therefore, the energy has a greater influence over the tides of our emotions. And so part of this full moon energy is an invitation to look within ourselves and notice what we are ripe and ready for. This lunation is helping us to illuminate where in our lives we need to unburden ourselves, where we've been too hard on ourselves, where we need to reinforce and resource ourselves. Capricorn offers support in setting boundaries with others so we don't waste vital resources needed for our life path. Capricorn is also the most ambitious sign in the zodiac, and he is a good ally to have for this full moon. And if you've been paying attention to the lunar readings every 2 weeks, it's been becoming more and more clear that the cosmic forces are calling us into new paradigms of consciousness. And especially in the spiritual community, you hear about this all the time, an awakening, an ascension, and just following the moon and the cosmic energies we're really shifting into new paradigms of thought. These energies are becoming available to us as we shift through these energetic portals, and these energies are swirling all around us in the ethers. And so this new paradigm of consciousness that we're being called to have access to means it's a breaking of our limitations of what we once thought was possible, including our self-identity. The full moon aside, there are some seriously powerful cosmic energies showering over the Earth plane. First is, like I said, the second of a series of 3 Saturn-Uranus squares, which you learned about in February. We had one on February 17th. And when Saturn, the teacher planet, squares with Uranus, the planet of rebellion, there is a really potent cocktail of cosmic energy that will change the trajectory of society for many generations to come. Usually when Uranus, or I'm going to talk about Neptune too in a little bit, when we talk about Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, those influences are generational influences that really change society in the long run. And we have 3 of those this year. And we had one last year, and the one last year was right when the George Floyd incident happened and all of the riots. And before that, the previous Saturn-Uranus square was the Civil Rights riots in 1976. And the fact that we have 3 of them this year means that the universe, or the cosmic influences, really has some plan or some trajectory, some direction in mind. So I hope you guys are all following this and are excited for all of the new things that are on our horizon. And so we just had the Saturn-Uranus square on June 14th, and we'll see it one more time again December 24th. And I bring this all up because we're at a crossroads, the halfway point and a new season, and we're reviewing the aspects of us that have been ripened. We are also being cosmically supported to break free from the limitations we have placed on ourselves. Remember the last new moon when I shared the story of the man who only caught the small fish because he couldn't see past the size of a small frying pan? Well, when Saturn and Uranus square, we are being invited to break free from our limitations and recognize what we are ready for and what we are capable of. And we have the peak energy of the moon and the ambition of Capricorn to light the way for us. So there's some really interesting energies going on right now. Also, Mercury goes direct after weeks of being in retrograde. So I'm sure we're all excited about that, because this will bring some clarity and understanding to any misunderstandings or conflicts in communication or around technology that we may have experienced recently. I know I have been experiencing some complications with technology. I'm hoping it was all Mercury retrograde, and now that Mercury is going direct, it will reveal what was hidden from view. So that's really exciting as well. And then lastly, Neptune, the psychic planet of spiritual awakening, goes into retrograde until December, which has us really rethinking our life purpose according to our soul agreements, with many moments of deep reflection and introspection. So I leave all of this information with you to digest and to ponder all this juicy celestial energy that is swirling around in the ethers, and to think about how this relates to you and your life, and how you can take full advantage of this transformational time. I mean, think about it. Summer is full of light, it's full of growth and ripe fruit. And this full moon has us journeying within, noticing where we've been and acknowledging what is ripe within us, and redefining who we are and where we're going. And just like the strawberry, we are covered in seeds. And so now is the time to decide which of them we want to sow. So for the affirmation for this full moon is I am. And you can fill in the blank. And the oracle reading for this full moon, of course appropriately as always, was, there we go, third quarter moon. Adjustments are required. So this card clearly suggests that there are adjustments that are needed to get to where we want to be. As usual, sometimes we have to fine-tune our course. And this is the time to do just that, to really reevaluate where we're going and what we're doing with our life, and how we spend our time, how we spend our energy. And this card also suggests to think of ourselves as a vessel. And we get filled more and more over the past few weeks, months, and years. And some of the things that we're filled with is amazing and wonderful, and some of it not so much. And this is the time to be honest with ourselves and identify if we're still harboring any toxic emotions, and to release them into the ethers. Remember that the full moon is the time for release and for gratitude, for forgiveness. And this is also a reminder of what you want and what it's time to let go of. So this is the time to be open and receptive. This card also suggests something new and exciting is on the horizon, just around the corner. I mean, there's so many astrological influences. I feel like this is not only the Lunar Club, it's kind of like an astrology club. And it's just so cool to be in tune with these energies. So I'm so grateful to have you guys a part of this journey. This card also suggests trust is required to move forward. I know I learned that last year. I wanted to be here, this moment, have my pond and build my garden and have a yard and not be stuck in the city. And I had to trust that it was all coming. And so trust is required to move forward. Be open to new plans, new ideas, and new directions. I thought I was going to move to the Poconos or to upstate New York, and here I am in Florida, loving life. So be open to something new and new ideas, new perspectives. As you know, as we were just discussing, there's new paradigms of thought, new energy that is available to us as we pass through all of these energetic portals of newness. And lastly, your heart, not your brain, knows the way. So I hope you guys enjoyed this full moon reading, and I hope you guys have a wonderful full moon ceremony. And I'm really excited to hear about what you have experienced with all of this cosmic energy that's all around us, and how you took advantage of this full moon. And I'm returning to doing the full moon and new moon reflections, and I just want to thank you guys for being flexible with me over the past couple months, because I've had some really big changes in my life, and I've been super busy and getting my office set up, my house set up, my life set up, and I do know that I have been missing the lunar reflections, and so I will start that up next week. We'll have a lunar reflection, and just as a thank you for your kindness and your grace, I'm gonna add 2 more months next year for the Lunar Club next year. So I haven't done the lunar reflections for the past 2 months, so I'm adding 2 more months of the Lunar Club for you guys next year. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and I hope you guys enjoy what's in store, because June is a power-packed month. So I send you guys lots of love and light, and gratitude, and I will see you for the full moon reflection. Bye, guys.